Now you probably know, in high school football, there's a variety of footballs that you can purchase at various price points, various qualities that you can use on the field. But did you know, in Pee Wee football, there's just as much variety? Now, I went to the store to purchase a football for my 4-year-old who's just starting to get into football. And there's 8 different footballs that I found. So I decided to review every football that I found at the store, from the $20 DSG Dick's Sporting Goods football to the $85 Wilson leather football. Welcome back to I Know Football. My name is Matt Adigya, and I'm going to give you a breakdown on the different Pee Wee footballs that you can buy for your youth. So these are all of the footballs that I purchased, the 8 different footballs from Dick's Sporting Goods. And we're going to go over all of them. We're going to cover off on things like the size, the price, the material, the durability, and even talk a little about air retention. Let's start by talking about the DSG football. This is going to be the cheapest of the bunch for $20, on sale right now for 50% off, which makes it $10. Now, this football, the highlights are a full rubber construction, so it's going to be on the cheaper side. It's still going to be pretty durable to use indoor and outdoor, especially outdoors. You want rubber outdoors, so this is going to be a good outdoor football. The stripes are painted, and the laces are a little bit pebbled, very, very slightly pebbled, very small pebbles to give it some texture. The pebbles on the outside of the football are going to be a medium size, pretty much standard, but it has decent grip. It's going to be a little slippery just because it's rubber. Now, coming to the Baden football, this is going to be a $20 Pee Wee size football. This one I'm actually like a little bit more than the CSG for a couple reasons. One, it's also going to be rubber, so again, good to use outdoors and indoors. It's going to be a little bit easier for catching. If, for example, if your youth makes a mistake and it hits them in the face, rubber is going to be a lot softer than the leather footballs. This also has painted stripes, but the pebbles are large and deep, which is going to give it a lot more grip than the DSG. So for $20, this rubber football is going to be excellent. The laces are a bit textured, but not that much. And then I also like the design, a light brown with the black laces. Moving on up in the line is going to be this Wilson football. This is a Wilson All-American football, Silver Series. This is also going to be Pee Wee. This is going to be a composite. It's not going to be that much different than rubber. It's still going to be a lot softer than leather, softer than the other composites, but it's not going to be as soft as rubber. Now, these laces are painted. The pebbles are medium. This actually has less grip than the Baden football here. This is going to retail at $23, this Wilson. This is also going to have a little bit of texture on the laces. I don't know if you can see that. Nothing too significant, but basically I think between these 3, which are all in the same price point, about $20, this is going to be my favorite. This is going to be your best bet. Moving on down the line, I'm going to group these 2 footballs together. These 2 in the middle right here. This is going to retail for $34. This is going to retail. Sorry, this is going to retail for $30. This is going to retail for $34. This is an NFL designed football for Pee Wee. The sizing is going to be a little bit different because NFL and college balls are a little bit different size. This is actually going to be a little bit longer. I included this because they sell it. I'm not a fan of this football. This is the Wilson Encore, again, NFL size. The reasons why I don't like it are that, let me start with the reasons why I like it. I like it because it is a good construction. It's a solid composite material. It's still going to be softer. It does have pebbled laces, probably the deepest pebbling of any of the prior footballs, again for $34. It's not going to have any striping. So because it doesn't have any striping, it's going to make it harder to catch. There's no tactile feel on the edge of the ball. And when you're talking about Pee Wee football, you want some good eye tracking. So you want laces for that, and you want catch zones, which the lacing is going to be good for. Now, a little bit cheaper than that for $30, this is going to be a really good football. This is all field. So this is going to be a good indoor and a good outdoor football. It has medium-sized pebbling. So again, I think, the Baden rubber football for $20 is going to have better grip. This has painted striping. It has some striping on the laces to give it some texture. This is Nike's cheapest football for $30, all field, indoor, outdoor. So if you want to go indoor and outdoor, this is probably going to be your best bet, where this is really an outdoor football. Of course, you can use it indoors. It just feels really cheap and rubber, which again, is not bad. It's probably my best in this range. Between these 2 footballs, right, the NFL Pee Wee version for $34 and the Nike Off Field for 30. This is probably going to be my favorite of these two. Honestly, between the 30 and the 20, I'm taking the 20. Now we're going to move into talking about these 3 footballs. Now, these are going to retail for 45 each. This is going to be a Nike football, a Nike tournament series for 45. This is going to be a Wilson for 45, and this is going to be another Wilson for 85. Now, you can see if I look at these 2 footballs, the Nike is going to be a little bit smaller end to end. It's still a Pee Wee size, but it's a little bit smaller. I like it because it's a little bit smaller, which means it's tapered more at the end, going to be easier to catch and easier to throw. The other thing about these 2 footballs are, look at the striping on these. The Nike has thicker striping. These are, like I said, the catch zones. You want the thicker striping. The wider striping here, it's going to be easier to catch and to throw. Now, both of these have painted stripes. They also have some stitching on the stripes. These are still painted laces, but the stitching acts as grip, and the stitching is a lot thicker on the Nike than it is on the Wilson. Now, the Wilson looks good, but from a performance standpoint, I'm taking the Nike. The pebbling is a little bit better on the Wilson, but again, I like the catch zones here. This feels a little bit cheaper. It's still a composite leather, but it feels more like rubber, which is going to be good for indoors and outdoors, whereas this Wilson feels it's a composite that you're going to tear up the ball if you use this outdoors. So this is, to me, is an indoor ball. Again, for $45, you're going to get the best of both worlds with this one. So while I'm a Wilson fan and a Nike fan, this to me is probably the best football out of the bunch because it's the most versatile, has a lot of grip. It's higher quality. You can use it indoor and outdoor. So this one for $45 over the Wilson. Now I put this in the same category because this is the only football for $85, and this is a pro level, college level, elite, just down to mini version. Unless you have an elite 9-year-old, which some of you do, I wouldn't really worry about this one. This is an indoor only. Wouldn't use this outdoors. You're going to have to scrub this leather, but the pebbling is good. The stripes are stitched. It's the only ball with stitched stripes on it, but that's what you get for $85. All right, so the last thing I talked about was air retention in these, and pretty much I have to assume that the higher quality football, the more it's going to retain air. If you bring a travel size pump, that shouldn't be too big of a deal, but if you're managing a team, I could see how that might be difficult. Starting at the beginning, $20, $10 with the 50% discount, $20, $22, $30, $35, $45, $45, and $85. This is my winner. This is the top football for me. Again, highlights. You can use it indoor, outdoor. It's a little bit smaller size. He's 4 years old, so this is going to be perfect for him. So that's it. That's the video. Hopefully it helped you out. If it did, definitely give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're interested in other youth football videos, and I'll see you guys next time.